was 18 years old. It was on my 18th birthday. Went with a few friends to South City, and remember my friend putting in $20 into a slot machine. I had no idea how to play. It was all just lights. It was like a game to me. I then pressed a few buttons, and 10 minutes later I had no money left in my machine. I was really confused. I had no idea what I was doing. And I thought, what a waste of money. Must have been a couple of weeks later, and I was out partying again, being an 18-year-old, fresh off the scene, and started drinking. And I was hanging around with a few blokes a bit older than me, so they'd been in the club scene a bit longer. And basically, they started playing pokies. So I thought, hey, why not? My friends are playing. We're all drinking, having a good time. So I put $5-10 in, just as a bit of a game. No problem in it, and I had a win. And I remember thinking, okay, I can win at this. And that's basically when the problem started. Definitely, I've got two friends at the moment who are pretty bad addicts, I'd say. One of them's a compulsive liar. He just lies about how much money he's got, what he's done with his money, and it makes me wonder, you know, he's 18, I'm 21, and when I was his age, I wasn't half as bad as he was. Makes me wonder what he's going to be like when he's my age. So there are a lot of people my age out there. Yeah, what happens is you get a win, and you get a high on that win. Like any other high, it's a good feeling. Makes you feel like you've achieved something. When really, you're just basically winning back your losses. But at that moment, at that time that you actually win, nothing else really matters. Nothing else is of importance at all. It's just that moment in time. You're there, you've achieved something, you've won, and that draws you back again and again and again, until finally you realise that you can't win every time, and you're not going to win every time. For me personally, I'm very competitive. I've been involved in a lot of sport. When I first started playing the pokies, for example, I'd lose and I'd want to win that money back because I'd want to beat the machine. That's where the bulk of my problem started, just wanting to win the money back that I'd already put in. Biggest loss was about a year ago. I went out one night, just got paid, bought a pack of smokes, had a few drinks, ended up doubling my money for the night. So I had about $800 I think in my wallet at the time. I got a bit greedy, my bets started getting a bit higher, and it's basically all gone a couple of hours later. And I felt like crap basically, because I felt like a loser. Went home, had a sob, woke up the next morning, miserable, forgot about everything. Next week, lost the same amount of money. Exactly the same thing happened, pretty much. I started off winning, my bets got higher, I got greedy, it wasn't enough, and I lost everything. For the last year, it's probably the worst it's ever been. In this period of time, basically been lying about a lot of things that I wouldn't normally lie about. I felt really bad about that. I noticed myself getting really aggressive, which isn't in my nature, or wasn't before I had a gambling problem. I even stole from people close to me. All these things were happening. I wouldn't think about the consequences until afterwards, but like a drug, if I got my hit, I didn't really care. And then came the aftermath and the guilt, the bad feelings, the depression, and it just seemed like it wasn't worth it. I came out with everything. Came out clean with the lot. Told my family what was going on in my head. That I did have a problem. I wanted to solve it. I didn't want to end up like other people I knew that I'd seen that have ended up sort of ruining their life through this. I wanted to get help fast. A friend of mine told me about a few places I could go to do this, to get help. My family was all for it. They respected me. They made me feel good about it. So as soon as I came out, basically, I sought help and I got the help I needed. I remember my mum saying, I was a bit shaky at the time. I think I'd just lost quite a lot of money, well, quite a lot of money for me anyway. And she just sat me down at the table. She was very angry. She was trying to hide it. She was in tears because she'd had people in the past that had had the same thing happen to them, and they'd sort of destroyed their lives. So she was very scared for me. And I remember talking to her, and we were writing things down, sort of setting goals. And yeah, it was really hard, but in the end, sat down, had a couple of cigarettes, had a coffee with her, and it was really good in the end. She developed more of an understanding of the way I was thinking, and I think she appreciated me just coming out and saying it so early. She thought it was, you know, a really big step to take. I did know about help at the time, but I was just scared to take action. And it wasn't until a friend of mine told me about a certain place I could go to seek help that I decided to do it. And a few weeks later, I started seeing a counsellor, and it helped me a lot. The first few weeks, it wasn't much of a difference, but then I progressed, and 3 or 4 weeks after that, I was really back on my feet. The things that meant the most to me were definitely coming back to me again, and nothing else mattered. The gambling started slipping away a bit. It was still there to an extent, but it wasn't a huge feature of my life. My family became more important to me. I was more motivated. I wanted to get out of bed in the morning, and I was a lot happier. So I've got a lot of thankfulness, you know, to give out for those people who did understand and did help me. So. Well, basically now I've got a steady job, steady income. I'm a lot happier. I wake up in the morning, I want to get out of bed, I want to go to work, I've got a lot more to live for, I've got a lot more responsibility. These responsibilities I really want to fulfill. They make me feel good about myself. The gambling's still there, however, it hasn't taken over my life, and it's a little thing in the back of my head compared to my full brain, if you know what I mean. It's there, but it's not there, and it's not so much of a problem anymore. I can go out and have a good time without it. I don't need it, and basically a lot happier. And I did notice when I first quit, there were a lot of other addictions that I brought up. I started to smoke a few more cigarettes than I usually would. Started drinking a fair bit more, but that's sort of slowed down as well now. So, yeah. My advice to other guys my age that have a problem: okay, admit you have a problem. Focus on the people around you. That's the hardest part. And once you've done that, there's a lot of help out there. There's Mission Australia. There's places like Wesley. There's a lot of great counsellors out there that can help. G-Line. These are all things that can help you, and it won't happen overnight, but you'll make progress over weeks, and I'm living proof of that. So.